Hey guys, today we are looking at capacity. In particular, we are looking at direct comparison. Capacity refers to the amount of space an object contains. In simple terms, it is the measure of the maximum amount a container can hold. We can compare the capacity of objects directly by looking at their attributes. Attributes are things or qualities that make that container unique. For example, A is taller, wider, and overall larger than container C. So we could say that container A could hold more liquid, or more water in this case, than container C because it is larger, wider, and overall bigger than container C. Therefore, it would have a greater capacity. It would have a greater space to hold liquid. The first attribute that we are going to look at when we are directly comparing the capacity of containers is the attribute of height. How tall is something? Well, we can see that container A is taller than container E, and container E is shorter than container A. This is an attribute of the object that we are looking at. We can directly compare objects based on, for example, an attribute of height, how tall they are. This might impact their capacity or the amount of liquid that they can contain. Our next attribute that we are going to look at is the width, or how wide something is. When comparing containers, we can see that A is wider than C, and C is more narrow than A. So therefore, we can use our comparison of attributes to identify which container could hold more, or holds more liquid, or has a greater capacity. Finally, when we look at objects and compare them based on their attributes, we can order them from holds most to holds least. We can see based on their attributes, the containers to the left hold more or have a greater capacity than the containers to the right, because the containers to the left are wider, taller, and overall larger than the containers to the right. This is the process of direct comparison. We compare objects based on their attributes, and then we can order them based on holds most to holds least to identify which object or which container has the greatest capacity and which container has the least capacity.